Good evening. My name is Charlie Hardman, and this is my entertainment speech for the University of Charleston. Most of you know that I have 35 years in law enforcement. You know, all of us in everyday life, we have those life's embarrassing moments that we normally don't like to share with people. But sometimes I think it's good to share, so maybe we could teach others that, hey, don't do the same silly things that I did. Part of my career for 9 years, I worked in undercover drug enforcement. So we had been working a particular case and were able to obtain enough information to get a search warrant. And also we decided we would have the local police department SWAT team go to this residence and secure it once we obtained that search warrant and secured it, and then we bring our team in and actually do the search. So I had developed the search warrant affidavit and the search warrant, and I called a local judge and asked for him to meet me so I could have him sign the search warrant. My partner went with the SWAT team and had them on standby, so as soon as we got that signed, they could go ahead and execute the search warrant. Well, the particular courthouse that this judge was in, even as a law enforcement officer, you're not allowed to carry a gun there. So it was just much easier to take your gun off, put it underneath the seat of your car, go in and take care of what you needed to, and come back out instead of locking it in the cabinets or anything like that. So I did that. I went in and I met with the judge. He signed my search warrant. I called my partner and said, go ahead, have the SWAT team hit the house. We had decided, my partner and I, that we would go back like a small alley, if you would. It kind of goes back in behind the house, while the SWAT team went in from another direction and actually secured the house for us. So that's exactly what happened. And in fact, it was like dusk, almost dark time when that occurred. So as we pulled up, we could hear the SWAT team pull up, and they were executing the search warrant. And as I'm driving down this narrow alley, I look up, and here comes my suspect right towards me with two other people in a car. So I'm in an unmarked car. There's really no markings or anything in my car. So what did I do? I opened up my car door and I said, police, put your hands up where I can see them. And I reached for my gun, and that's when I realized I hadn't put my gun back on. So I did what any law enforcement officer would do. I pulled out my 5-shooter and pointed it at him. And I'm yelling at him, keep your hands up where I can see him. Keep your hands up where I can see him, law enforcement. As I was trying to find my gun in the seat of my car at the same time. Well, luckily, my partner was coming up behind me, and we were able to secure the entire 3 people in the car. And as we walked back to the car, my partner looked at me and said, that's really a pretty nice gun that you have there. Well, I assured him that, you know what? I learned a long time ago, always make sure you keep your 5-shooter with you. And like any good cowboy, the other thing that I would do is always blow the end of the barrel, spin it in your hand, and put it back in your pocket. So anytime we went on a search warrant from that time on, my partner would always look at me and say, hey, you got your 5-shooter with you? And I assured him, I never leave home without it. I'll always have it with me. So I share that story with law enforcement officers during the training because I think it's important for them to see that, hey, you know what? Even experienced law enforcement officers make mistakes, so hopefully they don't do it. So when you have those life's embarrassing moments, it's okay, be embarrassed, but share it with other ones because you'll have a funny story to say. So thank you very much, and I appreciate your time in the speech today.